Good morning everyone. So today is Monday. We are in peak week. So we are what? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 5 sleeps away from show day. Oh my god, I'm getting so fucking excited. So when did we last talk? I don't know, we only spoke a couple of days ago, but I did say I wanted to vlog a little bit more during peak week, just so that way I can keep you guys completely up to date. But this morning I did my check-in, so I took photos in 3 areas, which is a little bit annoying. but like I asked my coach, oh, where do you want it? And he's like, oh, all 3 areas, because like the lighting's just really different for all of them, so I guess it'll help him see all the definition in like different areas and stuff. But I had a drop in weight this morning, so yeah, so nearly a kilo, so 900 gram drop this morning. I'm now in my 2nd day of my fat load. So you guys would have seen I did a fat load a couple of vlogs ago. I think I've done 2 fat load vlogs. So I'm now on my 2nd day of that. So basically that's just when like your carbs are really low, protein's fairly low, and your fats are super, super high, just to encourage like the absorption of like your carbs later down the track in your peak week. I don't know like the scientific terminology behind it. Liam's really good at explaining it, but my brain's just like too many words. So yeah, so I'm currently on my 2nd day of my fat load. So my fats are at 120 grams today. So I'm currently cooking up my breakfast. So when I am on a fat load, all 5 of my meals are the exact same macros. So that way it allows me to kind of absorb everything more spread out throughout the day, if that makes sense. Whereas like if I was having one meal with like 100, I don't know, maybe like 50 grams of fat, and then the next was like 20, it's just too many variables. So we just keep it super consistent throughout the day. We try and space it out as evenly as possible. So my meals are, I think, 28 protein, 20 carb, and 24 fat. So what I'm making at the moment is so fucking delicious. Like I low-key love my fat load days because like the food is just so amazing. It's super high volume. So I've got 50 grams of mushrooms, 3 eggs, 300 grams of zucchini, 320 grams of tomato, and then I'm gonna have 12 grams of ABC spread. Oh, my favorite. So this morning, obviously you would have seen I did my check-ins. I had my greens. So where are we? So this is the one that I have every single morning. So that is my Vitality Switch. So I just mix that up the night before, so that it's just ready for me to go in the morning. And yeah, cooking my breakfast now. I feel like there's something else I had to say. Oh, I've got my coffee here. So we use cold brew coffee, and then we actually put boiling water in it, and it's just so delicious. So I just chuck a little bit of sweetener in there as well. I feel like there's something else I had to update you with, but I'm not too sure at this point. Today is rest day, so I'm just going to show you a full day of eating. So it's just going to be a nice quick one today. So my first meal is obviously the veggies and eggs, and then my 2nd, 3rd and 4th meal, they're all the exact same. It's kind of like a salmon salad bowl, and then my last meal will be some yogurt. But I am going to check on my breakfast, and I'll see you in a little bit. Alrighty, meal is in, just running to the shops now. That meal was absolutely delicious, but I just quickly sat down and just looked at what I had to do for the day. So I kind of like to map out my day and just like always write checklists of what I need to get done, whether it's client work or editing or training or something like that. I just like to be super, super organized to just minimize like any anxiety or anything like that. But yeah, so I'm just running to the shops now, just got to get a couple of things. But I just thought I'd touch on like the whole fat load and the carb load thing. So I mentioned this a couple of vlogs ago as well, but I think it was, I don't know, maybe 8 weeks out or something like that. We did a carb up, but then we found like my body responded so well that I got like extra vascular, which is what they don't want. Like they want that nice, softer, feminine type of look. So that's why we've introduced the fat load to create a more softer look rather than like a hard vascular look. So that's why we do that. So we do a 3-day fat load and then a 3-day carb load. but I don't know my carbs until the morning of. Like, it just kind of depends how I'm looking in that morning. So I have to send through my photos to Taylor, and then he'll send through how many carbs I'm eating. When was it? It was last week. I got up to 600 grams of carbs, so that was fucking amazing. But I learned I don't digest honey, so I had to just have like a fuck ton of rice, which I was not complaining about because your girl loves her food. Oh, my arm gets so fucking, oh no, I can't hold it properly. First world problems. Is that okay? Yeah, that'll do. That'll do, donkey. Oh my god, it's so bright. Anyway, I'm just gonna hold it with this hand. But anyway, I am running to the shops now, and I'll speak to you in a little bit. Done a little bit of posing practice. I actually got a little bit emotional. Like, I don't know, it's just weird. Sometimes I get emotional when I play like deep songs, and I think just because, like, I don't know, I guess I've just come a long way, like, with my posing, like, not to toot my own horn or anything, but it's just like so cool, like, watching your habits and everything build over the journey. Like, honestly, I have absolutely loved this prep, and I'm just loving the journey. And I say I'm really like simpy right now, but I just wanted to say, like, I just feel very happy and just grateful for everyone and this journey and stuff. But anyway, next meal time. So this is going to be the same for the next 3 meals, so I'll probably just show you this one. But I have got 150 grams of lettuce, 150 grams of zucchini, 100 grams of salmon, 13 grams of ABC spread, 50 grams of cherry tomatoes, and 185 grams of watermelon. So it's the exact same macros as the meal before. So I'm going to start cooking that now, and I will see you in a little bit. Meal is in and I am full. That was so fucking yummy though. Like, I literally love when I'm in a fat load because I love salmon. I love ABC spread. Oh, literally bury me in it. Like, oh, that shit is just so fucking good. So yeah, absolutely delicious. The crazy thing with like a fat load compared to a carb load is like you feel less hungry and less food focused because fats is much slower digesting, so it's more satiating. But it's like so weird when you eat it because like when you're eating it you don't feel yourself getting full, and then like 10-15 minutes later you're like, oh my god, I'm so full. Whereas when you're eating the carbs you can feel yourself getting more and more full, but then they digest so fast, so then if anything you actually feel hungrier because it keeps spiking your insulin and like your hunger. So it's just really interesting how it all works. Like, I just find it so fascinating. Like, I'm always like learning scientific shit along the way. Oh my god, I'm so fucking full. So I'm just going to do some client work now. I'm going to smash it all out. Probably practice a little bit more posing in maybe about an hour and a half or two, just like when this digests. I'm trying to practice like 2 or 3 times a day just leading up to show day, just so that way like it's kind of like practice until you don't make mistakes in a way. But I'm also going to plan out my macros for tomorrow because obviously I have a 20-gram increase in fats, and I also have a fiber goal that I've mentioned in a couple of vlogs actually, So I'm going to adjust accordingly so that way I stay within that ratio. So tomorrow I won't be having any cherry tomatoes because they're like one of the highest fiber veggies that I'm having, and then I'll have a little bit less tomato in my first meal as well because the ABC spread has actually got fiber within it, and when I have to increase my fats, that's then going to increase the fiber, so then I have to like reduce fiber from other sources, if that makes sense. So it sounds confusing, but then like when you like see it all mapped out, it kind of makes sense. But yeah, it's just really interesting. Also, I've noticed, because I used to fucking hate zucchini and I absolutely love it like that, and then I had it like not grated the other day and I was like, ugh. So I've noticed when it's grated, I really like it, but then like if it's diced or chopped, I don't like it. It's so fucking weird, I don't know. But the herbs and spices I use, I pretty much use like the same herbs and spices for everything, which is amazing. So it's paprika, cumin, salt, pepper, and then I'll use like some random herbs. So on the egg meal, I use dill and chives, whereas that one I just use chives. But yeah, I try and like I try and pre-organize, like especially in a fat load, I try and get like all my veggies and stuff like pre-chopped and everything like that. So that way it just saves me a lot of time and I'm not spending so much time in the kitchen. So like I pre-grated, I think like 5 zucchini, so they're just in a container, and I like pre-chopped my watermelon. I'll chop my tomato the night before for my breakfast, and then even like I just buy shredded lettuce. Like I don't buy the whole thing because like you pretty much lose half the stem anyway, so it's just easier to just buy that. But yeah, that's kind of how I keep on top of it. And also because Liam and I, like we eat different meals, then we both need the kitchen, it's like kind of like frustrating if we get in each other's way, so I'd just rather be like a little bit more organized. Yeah, just so that way like we're not in each other's way, like trying to chop everything up and everything like that. So it's just a little bit easier to be a bit more organized. But anyway, I'm going to get started in my client check-ins, and then yeah, I'll see you in a little bit. So last meal of the day is 205 grams of YoPro. So I've used the salted caramel, and I've got 38 grams of ABC, 70 grams of blueberries, a whole ton of cinnamon, and salt on the top, which is actually a really, really nice combo. But that is it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.